Hello, I'm Nandandas from my channel with Nandandas. Yes, we are continuing that Cbse students their fashion study course. The first chapter, that's the last day we discuss about history of fashion. Of course, in an introduction, we discuss what is fashion, then what is apparel, of course, costume that comes from custom, and also what is cloths and cloths. To now the next point is our, that is what is the cloths we are continuing. That's cloths are what cover our human body. Now today we'll discuss about, this is the same chapter wise, chapter 1, history of fashion. The same we'll discuss about, that's what is to comes to clothes. That is primitive man. Generally we are discuss about the primitive man cover their body with animal skin. Before we discuss that one, that's human. What is the cloths? That's cloths are which cover the human body, which in the depends on their physical condition like climates, geographical area, available raw materials are not there. Of course, the textile and this cloths initially, this cloths is a primitive type. The men specially covered their body with animal skin and of course the fur, which were shaped to parts of the human body. Different sizes, different shapes and texture of skin would have the, of course that depends on, we mentioned before, like in the primitive man, the later the tree bark fiber was used to protect themselves against the extremities of climates. However, clothes are not, that depends on, like in primitive man, in magic, in otherwise the successful hunting through cave painting that dates back to the early, whatever you see the human, basically the men, they to just cover their body. Not only this one, they can share, they can save when they were hunting the times. For this way they basically they start to wear these clothes. Now this is sources of information, how to get this information, how they start. In prehistoric times, I'm telling about that's history times. This is the lifestyle of human changing their according changes in climate, which also influence costume. Of course, the costume, this costume is remains of their clothing, basically then found in village and caves. Of course, the tools, the costumes and accessories traveling along the trade routes which were extended and defined in bronze and iron ages. So this is the sources, because history is a big part. That's we can understand our the prehistoric things. It is assumed that far stones may have their different society. They are using different way. Using animal skin, the basically they use the animal skin would have been, this is necessitated by the need for the warmth, basically because the feel, because in the winter time they feel warm, so they are using this kinds of skin. The skins were was the combs. Of course, the eye nettle of bone or horn was used the assembly of piece. Long means the tails of horses as well as a split the tendons. Few vestige clothing from early ages remain since cloth made of vegetable fiber, like of course the grass. They use the linen. You see the linen is very past things. Of course they use in linen, and of course their archaeology used the most scientific method of surviving their specific in the time, textile, to extract the fullest information about the material and manufacturing techniques. Of course, this all the things, all the idea we'll get that our primitive time, which parts, basically the cave painting and the designing, why they're wearing basically I mentioned that's one. The weather is a big factor for the feel hot. Basically, they are using skin things, also the fur. And why they are covering? Because basically to save, to protect from the weather. And factors of the affecting this one, the of course the affecting clothes, the of course the sociologist, anthropologist, and psychologist have tried to explain the motivation for wearing clothes. Okay, fashion, one of the historian is James Lever, has proposed three principles of the seduction, utility, and of course the hierarchy which govern the clothing. Other historians have this is proposed four different explanation regarding the importance of following factor. So sources of information we can understand, of course the cave painting, the prehistoric times, the lifestyle of the humans, why they are wearing animal skin, which kind of things they're wearing, and we can understand to the archaeological the things is of course the scientific methods of their scientific surveying. And basically this fashion historian James Lever, this is the four sources is protection, ritualistic, and identification adornments. This four is the factor of affecting clothing. Why people they start to wear clothes? This is the four. The cause is protection, of course, to protect them. The ritualistic of the identification and adornments. Yes, the next chapter, my dear student, I will discuss you each one like in protection, ritualistic, identification and adornments one by one. So please, today the class till this sources of information. Okay, ta-ta, bye-bye.